Today's video is going to be a review slash first impressions video on some products that I recently picked up from a makeup line called The Ordinary. Money, hello beautiful people, welcome to Titi Talks TV. My name is Titila, and if this is the first time seeing me on your screen or you're stopping by on my channel, you are very welcome. It's nice to meet you. If this is not your first time, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a review slash first impressions video on some products that I recently picked up from a makeup line called The Ordinary. And The Ordinary is a brand that is under another makeup line that is called Dissim. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I'm going to leave the name on the screen so you know what I'm talking about. So there are two reasons why I was actually super excited to get this product, and the first one is because it's actually a Canadian makeup brand, which is really rare to see. I haven't really seen a lot of products by Canadians, so I was really excited to try this out because it's a Canadian website as well to order from, which makes, you know, conversions and shipping not to be as much as other websites. And the second reason why I was actually really excited to get these foundations and products that I purchased from the website was because there was so much hype about this product on YouTube for a while. People were saying this is the best foundation ever. So I was really eager to go out and be like, okay, what's going on? Plus, the price range for a product that people are claiming to be the best in the world it's unbelievable. These products are super inexpensive. They're actually not as expensive as some drugstore products, so I'm really excited about that. But I haven't used the product yet. I'm just going to be doing, like I mentioned, a first impressions, so I'm really excited to see how these will work out. I just hope they're good. I just really hope they're good. So very quickly, before we go into the tutorial, I'm going to just show you guys all the products that I've purchased, and we'll get right into the tutorial.
Baby, no go look at your face. Follow me, they go on a wave. Oh yeah, give me some quick. Baby, I go love you every day. See, I no go do you bad things. Say me, I don't go use it your way. Nah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me take you around town. We be rolling in my new Mercedes. Oh, baby, me and you go be 5 and 6. What's it any cage? Oh, baby, may they talk anything where they want to, cause it good. You don't know, please, I won't follow you talk good. Show my baby need go long. It's like I'm falling in love. Them by yourself, I'm calling your phone, pick up. Hey. Not only you, I feel love. Hey. Me, I want to talk to before the matter long go. I'm calling your phone, pick up. Not only you, I feel love. Not only you, I feel love. Not only you, I feel love, sister. So no, they can't give me trouble.
Alright guys, so the first thing I did was I went in with the high spreadability primer, and as you can see, this primer is dripping all over the place. The consistency is so light, you actually don't need a dropper for this because the liquid just stuck to the tube and it just kept dripping everywhere. But I do love the way this primer makes my face feel. It feels so smooth. And then for my T-zone where I do get oily, I took the high silicone adherence primer, I think the silicone adherence primer, and this is a mattifying primer, or it claims to be a mattifying primer. However, this didn't give my face that tight feeling that some mattifying primers give you. I didn't have a white cast. Honestly, this felt more like my lotion, my moisturizer, so I was actually quite impressed with that. So going in, I'm just going to apply my color corrector just because I wasn't sure of how the coverage on this foundation will work, so I just decided to color correct anyway.
love.
And then going in with the coverage foundation from the line, I'm taking the one in 3.3N, and this is actually the darkest shade that they have. So I'm using this oval brush because I think this brush helps me to actually blend out the foundation very, very beautifully, because it's very extremely highly pigmented. However, I did notice at some point that my face was looking a lot darker, so I felt like this shade itself is actually too dark for me, but I just decided to still go with it and see what I could do to just kind of play around with it. And I tried not to add as much product anymore, just so I could diffuse that little all around my face. So once I was done blending that in, I went in with the foundation in 3.2N, and I took that and put that as my concealer, my highlighting concealer for today. And I feel like blending these two foundations together helped to bring back the original color of my skin, just because now my face wasn't looking too dull and dark, because this actually helped to brighten it up. And like I mentioned before, this is highly pigmented and has a lot of coverage, so it did work pretty well as a concealer as well. Also, if you're wondering about how to achieve this eye makeup look that I have, I do have a video that I've uploaded on this look, on the eyeshadow look. So if you'd like to check that out, please make sure to check the description bar below, and it'll also be listed somewhere on the screen.
Not only you, I feel love you. Me, I want to talk to. Before the matter long go. I'm calling your phone, pick up, pick up. Not only you, I feel love you. Not only you, I feel love you. Not only you, I feel love you, sister. So no, they can't give me trouble.
Alright guys, so here's what the finished look is. I'm actually in love with this look, and I just like the way the foundation looks. It looks like really wearable, and I actually have the high coverage foundation on. I used the 3.3 all over my face and 3.2 kind of like as my under eye concealer, and I just feel it looks like skin. Like, it doesn't look cakey or anything, and it blended really well, so I'm really glad about that. So what I'm gonna do now is, the time is actually 3:47 in the evening, so I'm gonna be going out for a while. So I'm gonna test out the foundation to see how it holds up for the next probably 3 to 4 hours, just because after 3 to 4 hours of putting on my foundation, that's when I start to notice like creasing or like sweating or stuff like that. That's when I actually notice the oxidizing and the makeup actually falling off my skin, so to say. So we'll come back after about 3 to 4 hours just to see how the makeup actually holds on. But for now, I'm digging this. Alright guys, so I'm back for my first and final update concerning this foundation. So the time right now is about 10:06 in the evening. I just got back from an event that I went to, and I've had this foundation on and this makeup looks for about, I'd say 6 to about 6.5 hours. I really can't do the math right now, but I've had it for over 6 hours, and here's what it looks like. So like I mentioned before, I didn't touch up my foundation. The only thing I added was my lip gloss, but that's not part of this review, but I wanted to be totally honest with you guys. So concerning the foundation, I haven't really added anything else, and all I can say is I can notice that my face has a bit of a shine, and except for the fact that I do have, you know, a blinding highlight on, I can notice that my nose area especially is extra shiny, and most of that isn't just the highlight. So I can notice like a lot of sweat or oils around that part of my nose. My forehead is kind of oily, like right around there. It's, yeah, it is oily. and yeah, it's mostly around the sides of my nose. So this is what my face looks like without any touch up. So I'm just gonna go back in and try to blend out those oils to see what it looks like. And as expected, the oils are just blending right back into my face. And I don't know, for some reason it's giving me like a matte look. So it looks like I applied a powder, but there's no powder on this sponge. I'm going to do that on the top of my forehead as well. So this is what my face would look like if I did touch up my makeup like during the day. So based on this, I would actually say this is not that bad. Like, it's not bad at all. All I can say is I can see that my foundation is actually creasing around the side of my nose. By my smile line, it's actually creasing under my eyes, like really bad with the creasing. And I don't know if that has something to do with the fact that I use the foundation instead of concealer today as my under eye highlight. But I don't really mind it though. Like, it's not like I will die kind of creasing. It's actually just like regular old creasing. And I just like the way the foundation itself is staying up. Like, I just like it. So it didn't oxidize that much. It did oxidize because it's a little more red now, but it didn't oxidize that much, so it's still a good, perfect like color match for me. So all in all, for my final thoughts on this foundation, I would say that the Ordinary foundations are a must-have, just because the price point as well as the quality of makeup you're getting, it's insane. Like, for $6.90, you cannot go wrong. Like, drugstore foundations are usually like a hit or miss. This is cheaper than most drugstore foundations that I've used, and it's a hit. Like, I love this foundation. All I would say is it might be kind of tricky because the line itself doesn't have as many, like, it doesn't have a huge shade range. So the same shade I'm using would have to work for like people who might be like one shade lighter or one shade darker than me. So it might be kind of confusing trying to get yourself tested out. But what you can do is, if you know your correct shade for your foundation in MAC, they have like the whole size stripe thing that compares their foundations to MAC foundations. So I usually use NW58 from MAC. So I had to get the 3.3R, which is like the darkest shade. So you might want to look at that when you're trying to order from this company. For the primers, it's a huge steal. I feel like with the Spreadability primer, that's the most expensive thing. It was about, I think, $7.90. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. That really made my face feel like a smooth canvas for like the makeup to apply. I feel like all the makeup I used today blended, like it just sank into my skin beautifully because of that primer. Like, it was so lightweight, but it was so good. The only problem I had with that was I wasn't expecting it to be as liquidy as it was. It was actually dripping off the dropper. Like, I didn't even have to press it for it to drip off, and I had like a lot of it on my shirt, so it was kind of a mess. And also for the mattifying primer, I did like that primer, especially because it's $4.90. That's actually the cheapest product that they have, but I felt like it worked really well for my forehead, and I'll say my chin and my cupid's bow. It didn't work as well for my nose as we saw in the beginning, because I did have a lot of oils around my nose, but at the same time I've had my makeup on for about 6 to 7 hours, and usually around 3 or 4 is when I get that much oil. So I'd say it did a good job just holding it back, but not just like preventing it completely. But again, when it comes to the price point, I cannot complain. I cannot complain. This, if you're looking for a foundation, or if you want to go to the drugstore to get a foundation, think first about the Ordinary foundations and just order those. Save yourself some money and get good products, okay? So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to hit the like button, and please make sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. Share this video, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video, God willing. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.